titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat! Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Yes. Can everybody hear me out there in YouTube and X and TikTok land? Oh my God, where's the Sleaze? The Sleaze is gone again. Or maybe he's back. There he is. Kind of. See, everything just messes up right when the show starts. Are we live? Are we even going? I think we are. Pretty sure we are. Look at the chat's blowing up. Everybody's here. Oh, something's happening. All right. Let me get my plugs in. We got a long, big show for you today, folks. The Sleaze, of course, will be with us at some point. King Reezy might join. Danny Damage, unless there are babies appearing on the planet. Could be. Where's the Sleaze now? What happened? We were just talking for like 10 minutes. Come on, technology. Come on, everybody that's watching right now. Get liking and subscribing and sharing. I definitely didn't touch any buttons. All I did was go live and then, do my due diligence, of course. And put my things together and click all the right buttons because I do everything right all the time. Thank you guys for showing up. Look at this. Have you seen this before? That's my album. I made that. Some of those songs you hear, all the songs you hear before the show starts, I made those. You can go listen to it for free. Oh, I see him now. We got it worked out. He's here.
Unbelievable, this technology.
Every week. It's without fail, right?
I had to check one thing and it booted my ass right out.
Yep. And then they want to let the AI take over the world, right? By the way, no, I don't want no beef with the AIs. Just want to put that out there because I know they're listening. They're recording the show.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know if I gave them clearance to do that, but they just took it upon themselves to do it anyway. So, okay. Hello, AIs.
Hi.
Hello, AIs lawyers. Okay. So, yeah. I'm plugging this, folks. This is a way you can support the show so we can keep doing this. And I'm going to bring more shows to you. I know I've been slacking recently. I don't know if you've noticed this, Sleaze, but, I haven't been doing a whole lot of shows during the week. And
it's really not a lot to talk about. It's one of the most boring WrestleMania seasons to date. And I've been watching this shit for 40 years, It's really lackluster.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is because it was killing it just like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Around the holiday season when they took some time off, they usually don't get huge breaks like that in wrestling, and maybe that has a little bit to do with it. But whatever's going on now, just the storylines, the overall booking. The people are complaining, these women out here, especially the wrestlers, they're complaining about the music, their booking, they're not doing this right, they're not doing that right. And I'm like, you guys were just on fire a second ago. And I'm sure they're still going to make their money and whatever. But for us hardcore fans, if you want to say, we're not casuals. This kind of stinks. And it's been kind of trash for a while.
And I can relate to the women because it's been really bad for them, especially. I don't see anything interesting, to be honest with you. There's no feuds going on. Everything's about Charlotte Flair right now. They're not developing women. They're not putting them on TV. It's a drastic change. I don't know what's going on with corporate. I don't know if they're busy with their sponsors or whatever the fuck, trying to get more deals. But you gotta make this product better.
Mm-hmm. And I've been thinking about it again. I think we need to broaden our horizons out here. Get liking and subscribing and sharing, by the way. Let's keep pumping up the numbers. Let's not wait an hour to get to 100. Let's get to 100 in the first 10 minutes because we got hot takes here. This is a big one. I'm going to drop it on just this small group of people right now that we're going to broaden our horizons on this show. Of course, we're going to always talk about wrestling here and there. The main things. Like, I actually had some notes from this week that I was going to talk about individually per, day if I went live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm like, so I'm going to be talking about Dakota Kai. I'm going to be talking about, and no offense to any of these people, Joe Hendry and this and that. There's this market of talking about this stuff is so flooded. I don't need to go over this shit. And then I'm supposed to know what's going on with it to the point where I can make jokes about it. And I'm not doing that. I don't care.
No. It's a lot of time to invest. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Road dog booking hasn't been good. Yep. People have been complaining about this as well. Philly. See you out there. Yeah. I mean, take last night, for example, right? And everybody was confused by The Rock and Cody Rhodes promo. Did you see that?
Yeah. I want to hear your takes, and then I got a couple.
Well, my main take is this. I just want to clear this up because I get what's going on. I understand what they're trying to do. So this is what's happening. The Rock is friends with Cody Rhodes. He made that clear a month or so ago. And then they're all hugging. Their moms are friends and blah, blah, blah. So what this was a ploy by The Rock because he's very evil. He's corporate. He's dropping names nobody knows that run the entire TKO empire and company and everything. But he's right under that guy. He's the second guy to that guy. So he's the lord of the WWE, not Triple H. It's The Rock. So he befriended Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes was a dickhead to him last year and was like, I'm not giving up my spot. This is my story. Where, remember the Cody crybabies, all that stuff. So he held on to that. He's like, I'm going to befriend him, get real close, and then I'm going to lean in like a mafioso boss after, you've been giving him dinners and letting him be the champ and all this stuff for a while and go, now I own you. Right. Pretty much. So he wants his soul. He said, it doesn't make, I guess it does make sense if you're going to be sneaky about it. But at the end of the day, he's like, I want to own your soul. And clearly The Rock is a bad guy. He's the head corporate guy. Cody Rhodes has to take this deal or else he's going to continue to be the shit.
It's the shits.
Who's he going to be? A good corporate, real corporate guy that's going to take down the other corporate guy. They're both corporate. We've seen it for a long time. Cody Rhodes is like a used car salesman out there of high-end cars, those fancy suits, and then that stinks. So I'm done with that, Sleaze. Please let them join forces. I like the story, but to everybody else, they were totally mind-boggled by all this, and I kind of get it. It was a little deeper than usual for a wrestling angle. Why would he turn? I don't. But they were just friends. But are they not friends? Right? I think I laid it out pretty good.
Well, that's the thing is I think it's way too deep for most of the IWC to understand because they're morons. So the instant just anger online after this promo last night was laughable. I was just going through it you guys are so stupid if you're not picking up on this. I agree with everything you said. And I really want it. This is the only storyline in the last, let's say, 7 months that's been oh, okay, I can't wait for this to play out. And it's pretty sad, though, because it takes The Rock to come in with his writers, because he has his own personal writers, to sit there and come up with something that's going to make you want to watch WrestleMania instead of this cookie cutter bullshit they've been giving us for the last couple of months. And one of the most exciting things, I think, is this might lead to a Cody heel turn. and I want to see that. I want him to go back to his black hair and be pissy and be that Cody Rhodes. I think that would be fantastic. And with The Rock in his corner, like that is storytelling right there. Everybody's not getting that. They're just like, I don't know, he wants his soul. It was so stupid to say. I don't, what is this? He's hugging him. He didn't like him. Shut up. Seriously.
Look who's in the house.
In the his
Here he
house.
is.
Have you been listening, King Reezy?
Oh, God.
More
It's already
technical
starting.
difficulties coming. It's already starting.
It's already here.
All right,
Ugh.
I had to get my headphones in.
All right.
There you go. There
Good
you go.
stuff.
How do
Looking
I
great
sound?
today.
Sound good? All
You
right.
look even better.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
You look even better.
Happy to be back on the show. But yeah, man, SmackDown was very interesting.
Dog shit.
I kind of
How
fell.
about that? How about
I
that?
kind of
Rock?
fell asleep.
You did you? Did you see the Rock
Yeah.
stuff though?
I seen clips of it on YouTube. It made no sense to me.
Well, we just laid it
made
out
no-
for you, Reezy.
I hope you were listening. I explained it for everybody.
Well, everybody heard it, so they know now.
Yep. Cody Rhodes is going to be exploited. He's going to be put on the streets. Paladin said that to me last night, and I'm like, you know what? He's right. All these expert other journalists that watch the show, these analysts out here in the chat, they know what's going on too. That means maybe, that look on Cody Rhodes' face was like, he was like, holy shit, I'm going to have to wear knee-high boots and go out and work the corners for The Rock. Because that's kind of the vibe the Rock was giving me. Like, leaned in real close and was kissing on him. And it's like, I'm going to own you now. And you're going to go, bring back that money to The Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't make The Rock have to choke a bitch.
Yep. They do go to Saudi Arabia a lot. You hear about these trips to Saudi Arabia. These, Cody Rhodes is quickly becoming an IG champion here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. He's a ghost. Oh, yeah, that's right. For everybody listening in the future on the podcast, go listen to the podcast, by the way, on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. Believe it or not, I have a YouTube channel with a podcast channel on it.
Right.
Because that makes sense. You need to do it, I guess. So I made one. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
For some of the IWC that's leaking in, you might have to really explain that because they are, in fact, really stupid.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yeah, most people in the IWC are pretty dumb.
yeah.
That's why I always say, fuck the IWC. Fuck the IWC. They gotta understand, like, there's a difference between the people who pay to go. I tell people all the time, IWC, you can never make them happy. But they're not the people who pay to go to these shows.
Mm-mm. Did you know everybody was all pissed off last night because The Rock took Liv Morgan and Raquel and Naomi and whoever, Bianca probably, took their spot, and then they hastened that thing up last night so they could put The Rock out in front of everybody and actually get some viewers.
Nothing against those girls, but who pulls more money?
Exactly. No disrespect, other than Bianca Belair, I'll exit her out of this, but none of those girls draw the needle. None of those girls bring the money in, bring enough money in for them to care. So if they got a choice between The Rock and them, they're gonna go with The Rock because he's a needle drawer, he's a money drawer. He brings in the ratings.
Right.
Liv Morgan, she's cool and everything, but nobody's going to the show to say, I want to go see Liv Morgan. They're going to the show to see other people and then saying, oh, okay, Liv Morgan's on, I'll watch her. They're not buying tickets just to see Liv Morgan. No. Especially Raquel, because what has Raquel done? Somebody name me a Raquel match. I'll wait for it.
The problem is each individual person in this IWC has a predetermined story that they have in their tiny little brains that they want played out every single week. And when it doesn't happen, they grab their phone like a bunch of crack addicts, and they start bitching about the product.
And then when it happens, when their
They
wish
bitch
comes
about the
true,
product.
they still bitch. You guys were crying and bitching because Jay Uso didn't beat Gunther. He's so over. He's so cool. Now he wins the Rumble and you're mangry?
Yeah.
You want this guy to just fail? like, like, stay off the drugs. Stay off the drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs are bad.
Yeah.
They have to
yeah.
be mad. They have to. Get liking and subscribing and sharing. Keep it up.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Like and
Pump
subscribe.
those numbers up, everybody, especially on YouTube. We need the watch hours. But yeah, yeet it up. We're yeeting over here. Yeet's cool now. It's supposed to be. We acted like it was cool for the past year. Now they give you what you want, and now you don't want it. Like you said, Reezy and Sleaze, these people, they're morons. They can't like anything.
Yeah, it used to upset me, and now it's just laughable. Like I was at work last night. I work nights, and I watched The Rock, and then I jumped instantly on X, and I just giggled for the entire night, going through all these. Why is The Rock taking this shine away from the women and all the crap?
Let's face it, everybody. Same with Bianca. This is Philly saying this. Same with Bianca. She's the John Cena of the women's division. I'm over her unless she turns heel. Yeah, it's about time for her, but she works great in the ring. I'll give you an example. My brother could give a shit about pro wrestling. I mean, he grew up watching somebody. He knows what it is, and he's aware, right? He's not like completely out of it like some people are. But he saw Bianca wrestle, I forget who it was at the time, in a WrestleMania match, and he was like popping for it, and he thought it was like the best thing ever. He was like, holy shit, this chick is awesome. That's the thing. She's got that type of appeal where she's so strong, you know, and she can pull off moves all these other little girls can't. And then she's got the attitude, the braid, that, you know, she's actually marketed correctly. Whether if that's your brand or not, it's good for the marketplace. So in all, Bianca is top 3. To me, it's Charlotte, Rhea, and Bianca. If you want your huge stars. And, you know, I'm not even like buying into the whole Rhea deal. I think Bianca's better than Rhea. How about that?
Yeah, she is. And I don't know why. Is Rhea Ripley in the Elimination Chamber?
She must be.
Yeah.
But she's a champion, so she doesn't need to be, right?
I mean, technically, yeah.
How about this, everybody? The women's division stinks. And it's not just the booking. Have you ever seen the top wrestlers that they have, like the Baileys and whoever else? They've put on bangers in the past, but it's because they worked with the same person like every day for years in NXT, like that Sasha Banks, Bailey 2 matches they had it in NXT. It's because they wrestled each other for years. They were dance partners for years. But have you noticed, guys, that when these women get in the ring, even on the big shows, SmackDown and Raw, they're like hesitant. They're like, "What? Are we sure we're gonna do this?" Yeah. That's not professional. It looks fucking terrible, and that's why the women's division just go at it. Just fucking lock up, do your shit. You know, I know I sound like a coach or something now, but that's exactly what it should be like. Don't think, oh man, is this person not gonna do what they need to do? Just do it.
That whole spot last night where Tiffany Stratton jumped off the top rope and stuff, that's exactly what you're talking about. Like, she didn't even hit Nia Jackson, whoever the other person was. I don't even remember.
Candace.
But it's like, yeah, you're right. They're like afraid to hit each other. Mm-hmm. It's unwatchable. There's been clamoring online for somebody to come in and take over the women's division. And I think that really needs to get done. I think they need somebody that is going to put a fire up these women's ass and say, listen, you guys are making it look fake. Like, isn't the whole point is to make it look real as much as you can?
Yeah. Well,
also
another thing is...
Reezy?
Did I see what?
Nia Jax. Well, Trish Stratus came running out at the end of the night.
I seen that.
And then she gave them both an annihilator, and it was the shits.
Oh. Yeah.
Here's what was strange about. Here's what didn't make sense to me. She made her entrance, came to the ring, did all that, came to the ring, and got beat up and the way that was booked, why even send her out there? What did she bring to the show? And I'm just gonna ask because I don't want to be wrong. Did she even get a pop?
Not really.
Yeah,
Not
okay,
really, to
that's
be
what I
honest.
thought. So I didn't want to be wrong. That's what I figured. Trish's music hit. Not just did she not get a pop, I didn't even know it was her music until the lyrics started to come on.
Yeah.
And then she runs to the ring. She couldn't even take out Candace. She couldn't even take out what's the girl that come out with Nia Jax?
Candice LeRae.
Candice LeRae. Yeah. She couldn't even take out Candice LeRae. So she got beat up right when she got to the ring and just got squashed.
Hmm.
So it was just kind of like, what was the point of her going out the ring? He was better off just letting, Tiffy time just get beat up and just end the show like that. But
Get
I just don't
bonsai
see the
chopped.
point. I don't see the point. I just didn't see the point of Trish even being there that night.
No.
I don't think people, no disrespect to Trish, love Trish, but I mean, that didn't sound good when she came out. People wasn't interested.
No.
She's just gonna look like Tiffy Time's mom, when she came out in the
That's
Rumble.
basically what she is. She's Tiffy
Yeah.
Time's mom.
Yeah. You know what I think it
Yeah.
is too is backstage is I think they become way too nice. Back in the day, if you fucked up even something little, once you went back to gorilla position, Vince McMahon was right there shitting on you. And I think regardless, when they're going back now, Triple H is like, well, you did a heck of a job. Where he should be like, listen, you really fucked up that spot. You know what I mean? You need to go back to the drawing board or you're not going to be on next week's show. I think that aggressiveness where it's like, listen, I'm your boss, do your fucking job needs to come back. And I don't think it's there now. Everybody's friends. Everybody's, well, you did your best job. Even though you missed Nia Jax by 2 feet, let's try it again next week.
Yeah, these fucking matches, man. I mean,
And
SmackDown
another,
is just it's going downhill. Everybody, I don't know if you noticed. We're all SmackDown's almost like off TV. It's so bad. But
So
from
garbage.
December to now, the ratings. I know it doesn't mean all that much, and they have deals and everything going on. I get it, but the product itself, man, it's been tanking.
oh yeah. Another thing is there's way too many girls on the roster. There's way too
Yeah.
many people on the roster. And a lot of them, it's not that they're not any good. It's not that they shouldn't be wrestling. I'm not saying that, but they bring nothing to the table. They bring nothing to the table, nothing to the show. I honestly think they need to chop that down and just keep the people who's drawing in it.
You want to
They
play a
got to
game? Do
figure
you guys
something
have a
out.
pen? I'm just doing this spontaneously. Let's play a game. Let's just write down some names and in the women. Who would we keep? You know what I mean?
On SmackDown,
Just in all of WWE. If you got say pick 10 women wrestlers, if you can just think out of your head, and who are
10? Oh, that's hard. Oh, that's going to be a hard one. But I can
I'll
give
write
it a
it down
go.
right now. It ain't hard for me.
I mean,
Start right now.
even though I think this person is overrated, I mean, she still brings a little something to the table. So I say Charlotte. I'd keep Tiffy.
Yeah.
I'd keep Nia Jax.
Io Sky.
Io Sky. Oh yeah, I would definitely keep Io Sky. Um, let's think of some other people's names.
Chelsea
Oh,
Green.
Chelsea Green, Rhea Ripley.
Valcour.
I like Valcour. Well, Valcour is with NXT, right?
Valkyria.
Oh,
Lyra.
yeah. Sorry.
Lyra's just better. I do the
Is she
same.
with NXT?
No, she's on the main roster now. She's the IC champ.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They
Mhm.
need to book her more. They need to book her a lot better than
Well,
what they're
I
doing.
was saying it last week, and it goes for the men's division too. It's not so much cutting down the fucking roster, but put some focus on those mid card belts. There's 4 mid
Well,
card belts that they're not
mhm.
focusing on whatsoever.
the problem
Everything is about the
is,
main event.
the problem is, and I've said this many times, they do these unnet people. They got these people that come out and get this unnecessary um mic on screen time that should not be on screen.
Yeah.
There's no reason which people should be getting 5 to 10 minute on screen time, 5 to 10 minute backstage segments that we do not care about. Not every match, and here's the number three. Here's the thing that happens a lot. Not every match needs to be 10 minutes long. Not every match needs to be 10 minutes long.
No.
Why is like I don't want to see Braun Breaker have a 10 minute match. Not saying this will happen, but a 10 minutes match with the Miz. They'll do some funky shit like that. It's like we need to keep this show going. If it's the main event, okay, yeah. If it's a co-main event, okay, yeah. But other than that, like we don't matches need to be chopped down too.
Yeah, if you're having a mid card match that you're not promoting any kind of
Five
story
minutes.
with, and you're sitting there having a match that's so long they have to have a break in between, that's a problem.
Yeah,
Picture in picture stinks too.
Oh yeah, get rid of that shit. They tried that years ago and it was crap.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have a list right here that I just made, and many of it is all the people. I was basically poached the whole list you got, and then added 2 more at the beginning. But I'll go backwards. 10 women that need to be in this, and also think about this, guys. In the meantime, do we want a women's show back? Because we got to discuss that. I remember we talked about that
Well,
years ago because there's too many. If we're gonna play this, we need more women's wrestling game with all the fans online and whatnot. You might as well bring back a women's show and then let it tank if that's what it's
well,
going to do, or let it be awesome, right? If the fans really want this and are going to watch it. But anyway,
they have. Well, I like that you said that. They
uh,
have the money.
yeah,
Oh, I was just gonna say they have the money to do an all women's brand show. I would just put it strictly streaming. Like they have a
Oh
deal with
yeah,
Peacock.
definitely on Netflix because you
Yeah.
have that women audience on Netflix. So I think that's the only way that will work. And if you do it for
Hmm.
1 hour, you can't go 2-3 hours with a woman's show. I'm not saying they can't pull that off, but the way that they're writing it and everything else right now, unless they get an extremely good writer to come in and do this show correctly, then it's not going to work. Put it on Netflix, have a good writer, do it for an hour.
yep. And here's the people that can carry that show. So Lyra, Chelsea, like the mid card girls especially. But then let them be able to cross over between the main show. Obviously, women's wrestling won't go away from Raw or SmackDown. It will stay as it is, but it will only be the tippity top people. But they'll still be able to go onto the other all women's show as well. And so Lyra, Chelsea, Io, Nia, Tiffy, Charlotte, Liv, Bianca, and I say the 2 biggest that we could get in for the future, like the new women, Lash Legend and Sol Ruka, are like you can't miss with those. If you fuck that up, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
WWE. I'm talking to you.
exactly.
But that show right there for an all women show, it was like, boom, there you go. And you could bring the whole tag team thing back because those women tag teams belts are pretty much dead, right? I mean, I think Naomi
Yeah.
and Bianca have them, but do they really? Like,
They don't defend them.
They're so quick to sit there and throw 2 single guys into a tag team just to get that going. I don't understand why they're not doing that with the women.
mhm.
Especially you have that deep of a roster. Start putting 2 girls together and make the tag team championship a thing.
Yep. You know who they only do that with is Natty. They're like, here's Natty.
Yeah, yeah. Or Naomi. They're throwing her with every other woman.
Mhm.
Every couple of months.
But yeah, what other women's tag team is there? They get the tag team belts.
There isn't. There isn't at all. I mean, they have like Chelsea Green and Pippin there, or Piper, or
That's
whatever the
right.
fuck her
Yeah.
name is. But that's Chelsea's champion, and that's not going to work. But what other
I mean,
ones are there?
I can't even count Piper and Chelsea as a tag team anymore because Piper's more of a manager.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They don't do tag matches, and then they don't have that many tag teams. Bianca and Naomi is basically jewelry, and that's not
yeah.
just with the tag belts. Most of these belts are mostly jewelry. They don't
It's,
defend these belts. They don't treat these belts as prestigious. The only belt that means something is the world title. If you don't have that, it's like none of the belts can,
yeah,
and that needs
they're
to
like
stop.
accessories.
Yep.
Yeah, that needs to stop.
Oh, and we're getting 2 more, by the way, from Evolve. You heard about that? The
Well,
WWE ID belts.
but are we really going to count the ID belts and Evolve? Those are. Here's the thing. That's their developmental for their developmental. That's just another way they can hoard talent and say they're not hoarding talent. That's all that is. That's just another way of them stacking up talent and forcing everybody to sign and work for them. Because most of these people with Evolve are probably never going to make it to NXT.
Right.
Because you got to get through Evolve, then go to NXT. But you got to think about how long people stay in NXT. NXT can't afford to have a much loaded roster than they have now. So we're going to be seeing a lot of releases.
Mm-hmm. It's
Ah.
crazy. The amount of wrestlers that are just coming out of the woodwork is just, it's nuts. But yeah, I mean, but then again, with this whole women's show idea, do we really need another wrestling show? Like more belts and I don't know.
There's too much wrestling in America. Period has just been the shits.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't. I don't know if they just don't know what to do, but it's just the shits. It's horrible.
It's the shits.
It's just too much.
It's horrible. Yeah.
And you know what? With all of what's going on, sure, AEW will bleed and do all this stuff and set people's houses on fire, whatever.
Everybody has their own pile of shit. I always say that.
But there's no like real like modern wrestling promotion. Like I always envisioned that by this day and age, we not only would we have flying cars and stuff, but like this pro wrestling stuff would be at another level. Like that would incorporate things that are actually like happening in the real world now, making it even more real to try to suck people into like going, is this, better works? We're still kind of doing 1950s works. It's like it's very, very old school, like everything, to the point where I get it's PG. I'm giving up the whole be edgy. The only one that gets to do that is The Rock, I guess, saying he's going to slap the syphilis off people's faces and things. But, it should be, I believe, like more, not necessarily Lucha Underground, but taken outside of the ring so that the in-ring stuff mattered a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's all.
When I'm watching it now, I just picture like a whiteboard in the back that says 8 o'clock to 8:10, and then 8:10 to 8:15, and then a break, and then this and this, and it's so cookie cutter.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. They're not putting any thought process into it. It's going back to like when Vince started getting like big sponsors and stuff, and you throw out a product and you might have like, I don't know, fucking whatever sponsor saying, well, that segment last night, and Vince is like, well, we don't want to lose you, so we're gonna put out dog shit. It's going back to that, where it's like, I think like the money and the sponsorship is controlling this product more than Triple H being able to sit there and say, I want to make an epic story that's going to lead up to the biggest pay-per-view of the fucking year, and we're going to make history wrestling wise. It's just too corporate.
It's funny to me. It's funny that everybody's saying all of this stuff. Like even last night, before I was planning on doing a show last night, and I was just like, I can't do this right now. But I wrote down, one of my notes was the WWE and pro wrestling in general feels soulless. And then when The Rock is talking about he wants his soul and all this, I'm like, what soul?
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes doesn't have a soul. Like, he comes out there like a fucking used car salesman every week, and I don't buy it, and most people don't. And everybody's just in the mindset NPC complaining about everything, no matter what. That's the only reason that they watch it. Like, I watch it to goof on it or to be entertained by it. One or the other. Either it's gonna entertain me or I get to goof on it. Everybody else, they're like really critiquing this as if like, you know, they have a say or anything. You don't. First of all, and second of all, nobody gives a shit at all. But
and you forget it's scripted fighting. You know, I love when they come out and like, oh well, he deserves it for his match that he had back in fucking November. It was fake. It was a fake match. You know, we're not really fighting for a championship. It's who's getting the biggest pop and selling the most merch.
And that's why I'm saying,
forget that.
You gotta insert the soul and passion into it. It feels so corporate, so cookie cutter. Even right now, Vince was doing it to the point where it was just kind of stupid, and you could tell it was this little project at the end where it's just like, 3-man match. Well, who cares? I'm just kind of showing up to places, and I'm Vince McMahon, you know. But now with Triple H trying to put this forward, maybe it is the corporations getting in the way, because I can feel it coming through the screen when I'm watching all this stuff. Everything's all branding and just like corporate. That's why yeeting is so fucking big.
But I mean, even going to that, like you were saying with Jey Uso and Gunther, that it's the old school, like, you know, good versus bad and all this stuff. Even that, like, they're not building him up like as a proper underdog and getting your emotions behind him. They're throwing Gunther out. They sit there and they fight for a little bit. One says one thing, the other says the other. They go backstage and that's it. They're not building up the emotion of that fucking whole storyline that could be really, really good leading up to WrestleMania.
Reezy, you back with us? Or is
maybe
the screen's back with us? Long way though. Vertically. Sleaze hates.
I'm back.
He is back. Yeah. Too many ads. That's another thing. It's just, especially a 3-hour SmackDown, you guys should be kissing my ass out there for reporting back. I actually watched last night. I didn't even plan to. I haven't watched many of the past month or two of the SmackDowns because just hearing 3 hours makes me go, I'm not doing that. You know, I'm just not doing that.
And again, that's a corporate thing. I'm sure USA, who has no other programming really that anybody watches, they're like, the only thing that's making us money is WWE. So the only way that we're going to go into this TV deal with you, that you took Raw away from us, is if you give us 3 freaking hours. And there's no way that WWE says no, even though all the fans are like, holy shit, this is too long. Not the IWC or anything like that. Like, it's everybody is saying that's terrible.
Nobody wants 3-hour shows. When there's 2 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Tuesday, 2 hours on Wednesday. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? This is why I'm kind of backing off this wrestling bit a little bit. I can make fun of other things. We can have more fun talking about other stuff. For example, let's just make something up. Let's see if we can do this, right? Because we've never talked about anything other than wrestling on the show before. You know what? One of my favorite things, and one of the things that used to go up my ass the most, I actually screamed at people on my show before when I first started doing this. And I didn't even realize I was doing it. I was just like, I snapped because I'm like, I am like, how dare somebody tell me what to talk about on my fucking show right now? You know what I mean? Like, are you crazy? So I like lost my mind. I'm like screaming at my guests. And because they're like, well, yeah, let's get back to wrestling and this and that. And I'm like, who the fuck are you to get back to wrestling? Maybe I don't want to talk about wrestling, you know. Maybe I was having a bad day. I don't know. But,
no, I did. I remember those times.
It wasn't you or Justin. I think it was I think it was Litman and some random lady that used to watch the show that came on. They're like, we don't want to talk about wrestling right now. I'm like, go fuck yourselves. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not talking. I'll talk about whatever I want.
Well, yeah, We used to have people in the chat that used to try to dictate the show, and it's like, go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Like, get your own fucking shit.
Yeah. They're like, hey,
Why don't you guys? Did you guys talk about this yet? Why don't you
yeah,
fuck you?
I donated a quarter. Why aren't you reading my chats? And they'll be like, I'm leaving. He's not even reading anything I put up. And this is
Well,
before I could put things up. Remember those days, Reezy?
I remember those days.
Yeah.
I always used to just wonder, like, why are you even here or watching if you don't like what we're talking about?
Mm-hmm. But some are
Weird.
trolls, and like I said, the trolls are some of your biggest fans. If they're engaging with the show and they're like, you suck and I hate this, blah, 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 but then they're there for 2 hours, it's like, okay, I get it.
Well, one of the entertaining things, if you think about it too, is back in the day when they used to sit there and be like, well, why don't you talk about this and that? We'd say, well, why don't you come on the show? And they'd
Yep.
be like, no.
Yeah, they'll never want to come on the show.
It's like, well,
Yep.
Yeah, fuck
It's like,
off.
oh, you got something to say? All right, well, you know what? I got something right here for you. For everybody out there. I'm not afraid of you fucking guys. Got the huge hotline right there. Call in. You got something to say? You think you're smart? Think you're funny? Yeah.
Yeah. You fucking
And
geniuses
do it.
out there.
You're funny.
Fucking-
You're better. You're the fucking best, right? Everybody out there with the millions of wrestling podcasts out there, you can do better than me. Fucking call in and tell me you can. Prove it.
Right. I'll make it easy too. If you can't read, it's 508-456-7948. Call in.
That's right, Reezy. Call in. Might get a better connection.
They don't want to call in. They don't want to call in.
Blew my eardrums
For
out.
one split second, Reezy, you had your screen correct, and then it went back to the column. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, I just gotta flip my phone. That's all. But yeah, they're never gonna call in.
Yeah.
Reezy walked into a cave. He's in the cave, everybody.
Hello.
You said I'm in a cave.
Yeah. I keep turning you down. You just keep staying as the same loudness. How is this possible? Go ahead, keep
How do I
talking.
sound now?
You sound great now.
All right.
Best show ever, everybody. Challenging everybody. I'm challenging Pat McAfee. Challenging Impulsive. Imagine that. Imagine he's got millions of viewers, right? And I have 50 right now. Fuck Impulsive.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I have.
There's a party going on there.
You know what Impulsive is, Sleaze?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, unfortunately.
That douchebag Logan Paul. He had Michael Cole on this week. And because he has everybody that's super famous that we would have on, but always tell Dr. Huge, you can't come on your show. Hey, Reezy, I'm kicking you out for a minute. You finish what you're doing and we'll talk later. Fucking can't do a podcast with all that crackling and opening of bags and food making. I'm trying to have hot takes about how much I hate Pat McAfee and Logan Paul right now.
That's important.
I got to focus. Harness my
Jesus.
my chi into hatred. All right, so yeah, Logan Paul has Michael Cole on. Michael Cole's dropping all these fucking jewels out here on a Logan Paul podcast. It's one of those podcasts where they're sitting on couches in front of each other, like, yo, bro, yeah, it's like so boring. So yeah,
Kissing ass.
Michael Cole tells us all about how the Corey Graves situation was actually real. Apparently, I haven't seen him ever since, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? That was real. He was on NXT one night, and then he's never been back ever again, I don't think.
Yeah, well, it was pretty stupid on his part. You have a cushy job. You're a commentator. I'm not taking anything away from being a commentator. But you sit there and you run your mouth and you're being a fucking baby about it. Like, whatever. You got to think on a business aspect. I mean, we don't like Pat McAfee being on, but in a business sense, I get it. He's got a ton of followers. Whatever comes with him being a punter. But I mean, somebody's got to get pushed aside. It's not going to be Michael Cole,
It's too bad because I really like Corey Graves way better than Pat McAfee.
Oh,
the
hell
good
yeah.
guy color, angle, just to begin with. If you want to just take those two things compared to Corey Graves being more of a heel, analyst, because this Pat McAfee is an analyst now, just like us, Sleaze. He's just like us.
No, he's not. No, he is not.
Mm-hmm. He isn't.
Not with that fucking face.
Man, these people are so creepy. This is what's over now, everybody.
What do we want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about? Pat McAfee's face, his that cuck face that he makes. How about this guy? I show nostrils.
What do we want to talk about?
That's what I call him. That's I show nostrils, everybody.
What is that going on right there?
The kids like this, Sleaze. We got to make... I had a big nose. I can make faces like this, I think. If I can get...
I have a huge nose.
Let's
I can
go.
do that.
I'll show you some nostrils if that's what the kids are into. And they're...
I mean, is he wanting fellatio? Is that what, or is he wants to give it? What's going on?
Maybe that's... It could be.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is. It isn't. But he showed up on TV too. They're pumping him up. I Show Speed was it? What I'm reading something. Hold on. I'm getting private chats.
Oh, jeez.
Hold on. Let's try Reezy again. He might be done eating.
Yeah,
You back? You good?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
Tell us what you know about I Show Speed, and I'll give you some takes on it.
I don't know anything about I Show Speed, man. I didn't even know who the guy was.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, that's the correct answer everybody should have.
Yeah.
If you're like,
The guy just looks weird. The guy looks weird. I don't know. I just seen him. I'm like, who's this stupid dude?
Is he? How old is he? Because he looks like he's about 15.
My guess is he's a Logan Paul who's been streaming since he was a kid, and that kind of is growing up now, and it's all confusing. Now it'll be 15 like forever.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right.
But this I Show Speed, he's a streamer, I guess. I'm guessing he streams games, but it's also cringe. Whatever the kids are into is like super cringe, and it's been like that for a while. Remember this? Remember dabbing, guys? Do we like dabbing still?
No.
Yeah? Well, guess
No.
what? This is like dabbing in human form here to me. Like he gets put into the WWE because they're super fucking corporate now, and they're just like, who makes money out there? Oh, this guy? All right, come on and make these funny faces. And he goes in the ring and does a backflip before getting speared. Like, okay, I get the whole he's a douche. A lot of people are like know who he is. Then you're gonna put him in the ring, get him speared, but it stinks. It's like stupid, and a lot of people they don't care. Remember, he came out in the Prime outfit the year before during WrestleMania. Like, they're making these people into like superstars, and they have no talent.
None. And what is it? What does streaming video games have to do with wrestling? I don't get where they're taking these fucking celebrities from and saying, okay, let's put them on TV with our product. Like it used to be, like when Tyson came in or Cyndi Lauper came in, like it made sense. This doesn't make sense.
These are the new age celebrities, the influencers and stuff. It's so impressive. Didn't you see his backflip in the ring, Sleaze? Come on.
I don't give a fuck. Yes, I did.
It was stupid.
And I like that he got speared directly after.
I think they bring them on because they think they would get more eyes. Well, his fans will watch our show. And it's like, not really.
You never know. The kids are super easy to manipulate. That's why marketers love to go after them. That's why YouTube keeps me away from them, because they know that they would love this shit that we're talking about on here and how real we are with it and all this. But they'll never show that. They'll never show my music to them. They'll never show, for whatever reason, if you're not one of the top corporate things, they literally take the marketplace away from you. So that's nice to know, right, guys? Yes, dabbing needs to come back. Let's bring it back.
No.
And we'll yeet with it.
No.
Man. Yep. So, yeah, this is a big part of the reason why also I kind of want out as far as like talking about pro wrestling. People are telling me it's boring. I'm seeing people say it's boring out here. I understand not everybody's into wrestling and it's a nice little niche, but this niche now has been taken over by now everybody. I've been complaining about Pat McAfee and Kay Adams and all these national sports people getting into there. The influencers are now getting into there. It's really not what it used to be, even with Vince in charge and the teens, which did suck, but we're getting a new brand of sucking, I believe.
Yeah. It's a whole new way to suck. You've done it. You have done it.
You want to watch a video? Let's watch it. We can do this every week with this guy because he's out here, making that voice, that sound with his voice. Tony Khan.
Good.
Let's listen to this for a second. Tell me your thoughts on this after, guys.
AEW Collision tonight. I gotta be honest.
Hold on, let's start from the top.
I love it. Well, before we do AEW Double or Nothing, where it all began, our very first pay-per-view, right here around Phoenix, Arizona. It's time for AEW Collision tonight! I gotta be honest, Phoenix. Collision is on an incredible roll. In my personal opinion, the last 4 episodes, from Jacksonville to Huntsville to Houston to Brisbane, they were all awesome shows, and I think we have a great show for you right now tonight! You were absolutely fantastic fans tonight for Dynamite.
Oh, that voice, man.
All 100 of you. It's like he's trying to impersonate the Fink. It's so bad. And Australia was a fucking failure. Like, what are you talking about? Collision has like 300,000 people that tune in. You're fucking delusional, dude.
Yeah, he's out there. What do you think about that, Reezy? I seen you laughing at that online.
It's I don't got any words for it.
Oh my God, what's going on?
Happened.
Hold on, Reezy, your line is crazy again. Are you using earbuds?
I am.
Damn it! Stop using earbuds.
I'll take them out.
All right. Thank you.
Jesus.
Every time.
Every day, every time. Yeah, I've never seen a dude more delusional than fucking Tony Khan. Holy fuck. It must be nice to like just get millions and millions of dollars from your dad and then just like throw it out in the wind and then do a bunch of coke and then come out in front of 200 people that are not even filling up your stadium. Holy fuck. And just go out and be like, we're doing great. Australia was a success.
I guess success to him isn't necessarily the money, though. It's just whether or not he believes that they put on good shows, You know
what I read this week is that they don't even have creative meetings at AEW.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's no talk about creative. That's insane.
I keep checking in on him.
It's like, yep, nope.
So yeah, they don't need production meetings or anything. Sleaze, who cares about that?
Yeah, because they're doing great. Why would they need
we
that?
can afford to do that, but we're not like doing a show in an arena. Could you imagine if we did like even just a podcast like a Kill Tony in an arena, and I didn't call you until 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, let's go. We're just gonna do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I would love to be employed there for like a year just to see what the fuck goes on backstage. Like, I think it would be really informational because
Ricky Starks, he had something to say about AEW this week too. Oh, look, we're doing good.
Yeah.
He's back, folks.
He took away all the extra crap.
He's kind of with us.
He's
It's still staticky.
Is it more staticky now?
Yeah, it's staticky.
Oh yeah.
Do you need to like go out of the app and come back in? Maybe.
I think I need to leave and come back.
All right. We'll see you in a minute. Maybe you need to leave the planet and come back.
And then circle your way back and see if that
I know
helps.
it'll probably be like a million years in the future by the time you come back, but then you can pick up the show on the other side for us.
So that's a good segue. You guys need to like, share, subscribe, donate to the page because Reezy is in desperate need of new equipment. If you can help him out, maybe we do a GoFundMe for him so we can get his hot takes every week.
Yep.
But, I mean, you hear it. You hear it.
The Red Cross or something, we'll call them for him.
I'd say FEMA, but I think Trump got rid of them.
He's going to get rid of everything, right? Is that good or is that bad? I don't really give a fuck, to be honest, I think we'll talk about this for a second. See, I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about, everybody. I'm going to halt this wrestling talk. We'll talk about Ricky Saints in a little bit because I'm here all day, folks. You're not getting rid of me anytime soon. Plus, we got to work out this technical issue, and it's figured out. We did it. See, that's a professional right there now.
All right.
Man, sounds good. Great. All right.
He's got his biceps out. He's looking sexy.
Let's get a take. Let's see. We need a poll from everybody that comes on the show. I know Hansy is anti-Trump, and we'll have him on again soon. Danny Damage, pro-Trump. Sleaze, pro or anti, or you a centrist.
You see, I was very anti up until all the stuff he's doing now. I'm not pro, but I'm warming up to him.
I see.
Because he's saving money. That's the important thing to the Sleaze.
Is what you're saying.
What's that?
You're becoming racist.
No comment.
Okay. How about you, Reezy? Are you becoming racist or are you still not?
I'm anti everybody. I don't like anybody. Politics, but I would say some of the things Trump is doing, I agree with. But other than that, I don't like anybody. I think they're all crap.
Well, they're all scumbags and con artists and.
Yeah, if you didn't know, I know all. I've known all this for years. I did not trust any of these people, but it's funny. I follow it like pro wrestling, so imagine Joe Biden. We're just gonna accept, right? He totally fair election that he won. I'm not saying anything like that. YouTube TOS in a boxing ring. He totally won that election fair and square. Everybody. It wasn't because, there was lockdowns and stuff like that. YouTube says that. It told me in the, if you talk about it, that it puts a little community note no. That was the most fairest, most votes ever, Sleaze.
Well, you know what they're saying now? A conspiracy theory is that one of the reasons why he wanted the immigrants here because those were votes for him.
Could be. There's you know what? And there's never just one reason to do things. There's always a dozen reasons to do things. That's just one of the reasons.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's how I see this. And then all of a sudden now that this last go around, they just happen not to win, right? Even though they had the most votes ever before, and they allowed that to happen again. It's just a storyline to me. We're going to steal all this money and we're going to do all this and that. And then we'll have Trump back in office. And then we'll go, hey, we'll dangle $5,000 in front of everybody and go, hey, you want this? You want this $5,000? Even though we've stolen trillions from you and your children and your grandchildren and all this. Oh, and we're all supposed to go, yeah, can we have it? And they're like, well, maybe you could have it back, 5,000. It's fucking insane what's going on now with everything. So that's my hot take. I don't believe in any of this because it's just a storyline.
It's all wrestling. Everything's scripted.
Mm-hmm.
NFL, everything.
Totally scripted.
Okay. All of it.
Yep.
Your entire life has been a joke and a lie.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like the whole story of the Matrix, right?
Right.
Yep. Remember
here's 5K. We'll make up for it.
Yeah. For stealing trillions.
Yeah.
Makeup. One guy online, he made total sense with this. He's like, we minimum 300,000 a piece.
Yeah.
And then how about no income tax, no property tax, no death tax? Take all them stupid taxes away. You know, and then we'll call it even. We can maybe start to actually have real freedom. But we're not getting that with anybody. You think you can get that with Trump and Elon Musk too? And you definitely weren't getting it with the other ones. They weren't even supposed to be there. Well, how about that, everybody? Things are crazy. They're steering this ship like it's the fucking Titanic. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And then people like this are popular these days. Like we're going full stupid, everyone. Everybody's going to be the next generation. I think the millennials will be the last handful of people that have some sense. And then it's over. It's over. Then you got the whole internet age right after that, like that grew up with cell phones in their hands. We're totally fucked. Yep.
It's bizarre. Like I went out before the show to go do some errands, and it's fewer and fewer people that you're seeing outside. Like on a Saturday. Like back when I was a kid, you went out on a Saturday, and I live, outside a big city, but there were millions of people outside. You know what I mean? The people walking on the sidewalks and all this stuff. And you go out now, it's a fucking ghost town. Like 20 years from now, you're going to go outside and there's no one.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Uber Eats that will go and get fucking shit from CVS for you and all this other shit. They're making it so you stay inside. And you just are filtered right through this with everything. And that's why people like iShow, I'm a crackhead, is popular. Because they don't know anything outside. They're just inside, just looking at their fucking phone or their computer screen or their TV and just, it's the Matrix. We're all plugged in and they're just feeding all that shit into you.
Yep. We're definitely getting there. Are you liking this, Reezy?
He looks depressed over
Rock's cooking?
Everything he's saying is right.
Yep.
I know.
Everything
he's so smart.
It's sad too. It doesn't make me feel good because, I got Twitters and Instagrams and YouTubes and live streams and I can't reach anybody really. Right. I'm reaching 58 people. Please go over to YouTube, like, share, subscribe over there. So
58 people is actually pretty good because if you think about it, there are people on here that do pods and streaming, and they can't even get.
They fucking stink, Reezy.
Yeah.
I'm good.
But you know what? People hype them up. You'd be surprised on IWT.
They fucking stink, man.
They do stink.
I'm better than a lot of people that get like thousands of viewers, and I'm just sick of waiting. I'm gonna die like someday, and I would not if I tell you if I die after I get 58 viewers. You know what I mean?
The thing about you though. A lot of people, and I'm not saying everybody who has thousands of viewers, they buy their viewers because you can buy viewership.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
A lot of people do that, and you earn the 58 viewers you earn. That's really good compared to a lot of people.
That reminds me, years and years and years ago, when me and Doc started this, we both went on Twitter. And there were so many accounts that were like, hey, we'll grow you to like 10,000 for this and this and this. We refuse to do that. Like everything that we've built has been organic.
Yes.
We haven't asked for a fucking thing, really. We've worked towards it. And it's right. It's sad that you have these people online that have found some sort of loophole that they can have all these fucking viewers and all this shit. And for people like us that are genuine and put on a good product and are funny and are smart We don't
Yeah,
get that because we're not taking the easy
Forgot
way
him.
out.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten that too, you know. 'Cause listen, I've been on X since 2014, and the followers I have now, it took me to what 2021, 2022 to get. It took me years just to get what I got. But people will buy followers. They'll spend 50 to $100 to get thousands of followers.
And they shut
And
me
then
off, man. I'm telling you, on X, it was like a faucet. I was growing like a motherfucker on X or Twitter up until 2018. You know, every January from 2017, 2018, 2019, it got worse and worse and worse. They updated something in their thing, and all it meant for me is nobody's going to see me anymore. And that was what was happening. Even there was points where, like Jeffrey Cross out here in the chat, there was times, some days where I would only see him in the chat. I follow over 10,000 people. I try to follow everybody back. If you look real, if you look like you're into something, I'll follow you. Like, I don't follow anything fake back.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point in that? But, you know, I got over 10,000 people following me or whatever at this point, and it's as if nobody sees anything I write anymore. For years. For years, it's been
I
like
mean,
this.
X has a way,
It's the same thing.
and I learned this. Doc, that X has a way to where they only make a certain amount of people see your tweets and your page. They make it where not all of
Yeah.
your followers will see you unless you're doing something that, I mean, to the masses.
I was getting over 1 million engagements on one tweet alone years ago. I'm not lying.
No.
That sounds like a lot. But, and then when you go and look at the requirements to get paid off of X or Twitter, it's something like in the billions or it's like millions, and it's got to be all within a month. I could have done that if it was 2016, 2017, 2018, but somebody shut me off. And I've been screaming like shadow ban or something like that. And they'll be like, no, nobody's shadow banning you. It's like something happened. Literally January 1st came one of them years. And then I went from like minimum 5 retweets and 20 likes on a post to a like, 2 likes, maybe. And I got thousands of people following me. Doesn't make any sense. And the same thing with YouTube and all the rest.
It's the same thing with me. So back in the day when I had my Twitter account, I had thousands of people. So I think it was around when we stopped doing the show, I got off X. But then when we started back up, I get back on X. I use my same fucking tag and all that shit. I can't build an audience on there for shit.
And if you notice, the only people, and people got to understand, if you notice, the only time you get mad attention and retweets and likes is if it's negative.
Yep.
Yeah.
Think about it. That's when everybody, to celebrities, everybody responds and retweets and likes when you like, whoa, they like this. It's always the negativity that blows up.
Yeah.
The bullshit blows up. But if you just tweet something normal, positive, or something, whatever, nobody sees it. It's only negativity that blows up on this app.
That's why I think Dave Meltzer is a fucking work. That's why I really believe that he is not the Dave Meltzer that you see on X. And he giggles every fucking day saying, oh my God, I'm making fucking money off all the bullshit and crazy shit that people bitch about. That is 100% of work.
Engagement farming. That's what it is. And unfortunately, Paladin, a lot of people, I don't blame them for not getting these check marks. But what it does for you, it lets you get seen a little bit at least. So for me, I have a show I got to do, right? How do you promote it? You got to go use social media. How do you use social media? You have to pay for it now.
You have to pay. That's exactly
so I pay
what it
for
is.
it. Yeah, so I guess clown me, everybody, because, you know, I would like to be seen, because otherwise they're just going to fucking shove me aside. I have to pay for a little fraction. And then also on top of that, I have to be a reply guy. I have to go and be a reply guy so people actually notice me out here. And I'm not just in the midst of all these fucking wrestling podcasts, right? That stink. The majority of them fucking stink. What are they doing? They're watching the shows for you and reporting back. That's it.
There is millions of people on this app that say, "Oh, I'm a journalist. I'm an
Fuck
analyst.
off.
I have a podcast," and not just. And a lot of times it's like, not even real. It's just something people use. It's like, no, you're not, dude. You're nobody. What do you do?
Mm-hmm. And then
You
I
know?
say it all tongue in cheek, of course, but still, there's a little truth in it because I've been doing this for years. You don't think I know what I'm talking about? You think these guys don't know what they're talking about? Been coming on taking their Saturday to fucking talk about this nonsense every week, but yeah, we just don't know what we're talking about. All the people that are scared to go on camera and are scared to call in, they're the ones. They know what they're talking about, right? Everybody, they're the guys. They're the know-it-alls.
That's what makes it. It makes me think of like. Yeah, it's been over 10 years now. And we came up with this concept. What was it? 2014, Doc. You know what I mean? And this is after years and years and years of watching wrestling and watching just society just going this ebb and flow and these waves and all this shit. It wasn't like we just sat down and said, okay, put a camera on, we're going to start talking bullshit. Like we actually created a show. These guys nowadays, like you guys are saying, okay, so I'm going to put out that I'm going to do a watch along with fucking SmackDown. And they're just giggling half the time and saying, oh, well, why not this and why not that? And they're not journalists. You're a fucking fan. You're a fan.
That's right.
No, they're a fan, and a lot of these fans need to understand that you are a fan.
Yeah.
You do not work for these people.
Mm-mm.
You're not.
What makes you a journalist? You know
You're
what I
not
mean?
a
Like
journalist.
we've had stuff quoted in other wrestling shit back in the day. That makes you a fucking journalist. You know what
And
I mean?
that's
We've
one of
had retweets from reputable fucking podcasts back in the day. There was a rumor that WWE was scouting us back in the day. That's being a journalist.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't like to use the word analyst or journalist anymore, because everybody has that tag in their name, and it's like, dude, like, okay, if you're such a journalist and an analyst, what the fuck do you do?
Experts.
That's why we're not analysts, we're analysts.
Mm-hmm. A little bit different.
And back to the blue check mark. I had a blue check mark one time. They gave me one. I didn't have to pay for it. I had one time. My page got hacked, and they took it away. I never got it back. And then when I did pay,
hold on. I'm offended by this. So Twitter gives Reezy a blue check mark, who didn't have a show.
Right.
And they wouldn't give me one who had a show, who WWE was watching. Like Triple H was watching my shows, Drew McIntyre, fucking Gargano, you name it. Oh, they're all watching my shows. But Reezy gets a blue check. Got it.
Yeah, they gave me a blue check mark. And it got took away because my page got hacked. And then I started paying for one. And then
that's why it got taken away, because you weren't paying for it.
And then I was paying for one, and then that got took away. I can't remember why, but that got took away. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these people that had my problem with the blue check mark thing is too many people are getting them.
Yeah,
that should not have them.
Well, that's the point now. Blue check marks don't mean anything. All
they
it means
they used to mean something.
All it means to me is you want to be seen more because you have something you want to push. Like if you have one, honestly, if you don't have a store here like this, like look at this. I got the Dr. Huge store on Teespring, all kinds of stuff you can buy. Look at that. See, I'm working on videos. I'm working on podcasts. I'm doing live streams. I'm booking people. I'm doing thumbnails. It literally never stops. Like if I want to keep this train moving, but then other people out there that just have their finger in their ass are gonna just buy the stuff for what? Your ego?
There was, what was comical is yesterday I was listening to the last week's show and we were talking about girls pooping and stuff, which was hilarious. So this girl is following me, and every other tweet is like tits and ass and all that stuff. But then she goes on that she had a real painful shit, and went on for 3 fucking tweets about her painful shit, like saying, "Guys, help me," and all that stuff.
It hurts.
Go to
she's
the
got a
hospital.
she's got a check mark. Like,
yeah, you didn't go and hold her hand through the shit.
It's the
absolutely
shits.
not. They don't do that.
You hold your nose with one hand. You know, give them let them squeeze it while they give birth to their food baby.
Here, you can use my beanie. You can use that if you run out of toilet paper.
And them chicks in IG with their big asses are so hot and their big turds.
Oh God.
That's how you think about this, guys. Again, we'll repeat last week, or was it the week before, whatever. But you think you're all worried about offending and not pleasing any of these chicks out here. God. You know, all you guys that don't go out anywhere anymore. Well, if you do, just picture them taking a steamy dump and you'll be fine. You won't care at all. You'll be like, hey, what's up? Buy me a drink. Because that's how I do it. I don't buy drinks. You buy me a drink. I'm the one that drinks. You know? You don't even drink. You want me to buy you stuff. All right.
Yeah. Probably just had diarrhea. No.
Oh, Paladin had a painful one this morning, too. Oh, eating too much Raisin Bran or something.
You should definitely put that on Twitter when that happens.
Yeah. I forgot I even had the sample. I got Arnold over here.
What the fuck did I do wrong?
Yeah. As he's watching corn go into the toilet.
Yeah.
I don't remember eating corn. Oh, remember Jenny from finance back in the day, guys?
Yeah.
There was a she looked pretty young when I think I found a real picture of her. She must have been like probably in high school or something like that, but she was pretending to be an IG model. And one of my biggest fans, of course, like everybody out here, and loved the show, was always on the show. Would never come on, of course, which I found suspect. I thought she was a real supermodel. I think Litman thought I thought it was a real supermodel online, but I thought that was funny too.
What happened to her? Is she still like following you or something?
Oh, no. She threatened to sue me for what I said on the podcast about her. She was going to sue me.
Yeah.
Who threatened to sue you?
I remember that.
A fake Instagram model.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was really funny. Some random teenage troll.
Oh,
300-pound one.
There's too many trolls on this app, too.
Well, I thought she was real. Like, This is how crazy everybody is. See, I am stupid. I'm not that stupid.
I mean, kind of like stupid people who create accounts named after their favorite wrestler and they inbox you, hey, I'm Seth Rollins.
Oh, I get that all the time.
Them.
All the time.
And always
follow me. Shout out to them, by the way.
Always tell people, if you're stupid enough, if you're really that stupid enough to fall for something like that, then you're the dummy right here.
That reminds me of a funny story. I think this was way before the show. I think it was on MySpace. Me and the doctor made 2 fake accounts of 2 male porn stars. That was
back in the day. Yes, yeah.
And we would talk to chicks online, and they were totally fucking believing it was those dudes.
Mm-hmm. Then we got hit. They struck us and got rid of us.
Yeah. They were on to us, Reezy.
What's going on, Money Mark? Where have you been? Did they kick you off of X? Did you go into exile?
Where is Mac Diesel?
Yeah, he was here earlier. He was in the chat. But for people that don't know, this guy right here, before the story, get liking and subscribing and sharing, everybody out there. We need you to hit the buttons, especially on YouTube. We probably have like 5 people watching on YouTube compared to all the other platforms on TikTok and X and stuff like that. So if you're on them other social medias, come over to YouTube. Stop making me beg. But Money Mark that. And if you guys remember a few years back when a strange man jumped up in the middle of Jericho and MJF promo and then was about to get it on with them, in a physical way, non-sexual. And I think Jericho swung at him. People were grabbing at him. They threw him right out of the arena, and it was crazy. He's back on X, everybody.
Yeah,
Well,
it's Money
also,
Mark.
in that same year, this was the year that everybody was jumping the rail in wrestling.
But that was the best one. That was the best.
Yeah, in the same year, somebody tried to attack Rollins.
Oh, that was the worst.
That guy actually followed me. I was following that guy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was like Fat Man. His name was like Fat Man something. But my whole thing is like, like these fans, like, come on, like, you're not a wrestler, you're not a badass, you're not a tough guy. Stop trying to jump the rail and think you can get it on with the other wrestlers. And then when you get your ass kicked, you're crying about it, and you probably want to sue.
No, that's what makes it funny though. I'll love to see somebody get their ass kicked for real. That's entertainment to the sleaze. So,
well, Mark's too big. They couldn't kick his ass. They just could drag him out. That's all they could do.
Yeah.
I would have liked it if you didn't get in the ring technically, but he was on the, what do they call it? They're outside the ropes.
The apron.
Yeah. Go watch it, everybody. That was him.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have you on someday if you're out there still. He was doing some shows and some podcasts. I liked him. You were getting on one knee and talking to Jordan Grace's boyfriend there for a little bit. That was fun. The Rollins guy wanted to be my friend. Rollins guy? Who's the Rollins guy?
There should be a whole clique of those dudes.
They you can all run in together one night.
Yeah. Like 10 of them.
They can't stop these all, right?
Yeah. Make that happen. You can't stop us all.
Yeah. I'll be the last one to run in.
Yeah.
I'll wait for everybody else to get caught and then I'll run in like a weasel.
I just pretend and then I just wouldn't go.
Maybe I'll run in on Logan Paul. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll run in on I Show Nostrils.
Oh, I definitely do that. He's a dick face.
Can't stand that. Can't stand those nostrils, bro.
I have no idea. Somebody somebody inbox us if you're like familiar with I Show Speed. Tell us about this guy. Like, who is he?
Yeah, Gen Alpha, get out there. Do your work. You need to know what's up. We're old. He does backflips. He streams. Got it. Do I have to learn backflips? Maybe.
I'm too old. I can't do it.
I'm just going to show pictures like this instead. How about that?
That's better.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm just thinking that she's going to take a shit.
No, don't think that. Not right now.
God.
Later, if we meet her in person, right? And you think you can... Who's cutting through? Is that me hearing myself? Reezy?
Yep.
Not me, is it?
Might be coming from your end.
My end?
Test. All right, I don't hear myself anymore. All right, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, Chelsea Green, she's banning wedgies, everybody, because Naomi this past week, she grabbed those tights and she pulled them right up in there. This is the actual picture of it, but this is pre-wedgie.
I said I like Chelsea Green, but when she said that, I don't like her anymore.
I don't like it. She did go through the spot, though, so good for her.
Yeah.
Good for Zack Ryder, too.
I'm not voting for no wedgies.
No,
I'm telling you that on the show.
Not going to be illegal. We love wedgies around here. I mean, that's why Charlotte Flair is the best. That's why Natty's also one of the best.
Yep.
Look at what they're doing.
Yeah. Good for
Reezy,
business.
You don't like them, Reezy, right? You like getting them, right?
You said
you
what?
like getting them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I guess we won't be seeing any of that anymore. Maybe we'll see more of it now. Hopefully that's the case. She's not with like Nyla Rose or anything. We don't need her getting wedgied. No.
There's only a select few.
Yep.
I don't want Cody Rhodes to get a wedgie. I don't want that.
It'd be hard to give him a wedgie with that outfit, but it's still possible, I'm sure. The Rock will probably do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's wearing a thong underneath.
Oh, definitely.
This face. Here's all my LeBron pictures from this week that I didn't use. Look at them.
Oh.
Somebody sniped him there. Oh, that on his tippy toes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Look at there. Oh, somebody touched me. Yep, he's the GOAT, guys, right? Everybody, he's the GOAT. I think I already talked about it. Yep.
He's probably one of the top 10 people I hate on this planet.
Yeah, he stinks. He's definitely not as good as everybody makes him out to be, that's for sure.
No.
So take that, LeBron James fans.
Yeah, he's a dick.
So anyway, we talked about the Cole stuff, him being on Impulsive. Unbelievable that show exists. And people watch that again. You guys out here in the chat, you'd rather watch Impulsive and bros sit on couches half asleep, not giving a shit about doing a podcast, but they're doing it, right? Because everybody sets it up for them because they don't create anything, not making a show. Fuck them. Fuck Logan Paul. Fuck I Show Nostrils. And
fuck Jake Paul.
WWE is not far behind these days. They're buying way too much into this stuff. Hey, you know what else? Another podcast that bothers me, Reezy. You know that who's that? I mean, I was going to say who's that Jewish comedian guy? Like there isn't a trillion of them. The one that did a show with Charlemagne the God, and now he's blown up into like this huge stand-up and everything. I'm like, how?
I know what you're talking about.
How? Yeah, he was on the Tom Brady roast.
I don't like him. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
How are these people famous? Make me so mad. We need Mark to run in on one of his shows. Give him a Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah.
Yep. So
somebody needs to fucking ambush these shows. It's such bad product. Just everywhere you look in society, music, movies, fucking podcasts. It's all junk. It's all crap.
Too much. There's too many junk podcasters out there. Everybody has a podcast. Yeah. Everybody is an analyst. Everybody is a journalist.
I told everybody this was coming too. Back in 2016, remember Sleaze? I would be telling all our friends and everybody, like, you should do one on this. You like this, right? You should do a podcast. You like this. Go do a podcast. And they would look at me like, why? Or I can't do that. I can't do that. Like, why can't you? And now then COVID came around and now everybody's doing it.
Yeah. It used to be a lot more difficult. It really was.
It sucked. The Skype and the setting everything up through the OBSs and the
the audio is as bad as sometimes it can be on here. Oh, geez, back in the day.
And call in, everybody. Don't be afraid. If you got something that grinds your gears you want us to talk about, here's something that grinds my gears, everybody. This new Netflix that they got us all subscribing to so we can watch Monday Night Raw. Well, I just got an email the other day, and they said, we're going to be changing up our subscription thing again. And I'm like, of course you are.
Again.
Of course. You're going to want more money eventually. And it'll probably be another $1 tacked on. And now I'm paying for Peacock. I'm paying for Netflix. Tubi's going to have the Evolve on it soon if you want to watch that. Like, they're spreading this shit out everywhere. I'm not paying for any of this.
Well, they know what they're doing because so few people have cable now that they're like, okay, so we could charge what we want to now. And it's going to be the same. You're going to be paying $200 a month, in the next couple of years, just like you were with cable. You're going to be in the same predicament.
That's how they're going to get you. Streaming is going to kill cable. But you're going to be paying the same amount for streaming as you pay for cable.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
I would have just liked the WWE Network for $10.
Yeah, that was much better.
It's more than that.
It was much better. WWE Network was much better.
Well, you got more content. Like, I don't know what happened to all the content. Netflix does have some shit, but you could spend a weekend watching all of it.
Have you seen the latest Cobra Kai's? I'm not going to spoil anything. I haven't watched them all. I've seen like the first episode, I think. It is terrible now.
No, the last part of part 6 is fantastic. The way they ended it was great. But yeah, in between, it was getting long in the tooth.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't caught up on it yet.
Those first 2 seasons are amazing, and then it just gets worse and worse. And now it's to the point where we're at the final end, and it's just like, please just end this already.
But the way they did it was fantastic. You know what it is? It started turning into a kid's show. Like it was just a teeny bopper fucking bullshit thing with some karate in it.
But that's really the only other reason I would have Netflix for.
Yeah.
I would get it, watch those, and then I'd cancel it.
Yeah. I think that's for me too. Yeah.
Now Raw's on there, and I'm like, I don't know, some of the first couple were pretty good, and then it's like, like I'm paying for this.
It's like we said before, they got these 5 to 10 minute backstage segments, or people come out to the ring and they take 5 to 10 minute of TV time up talking about nothing. It's just a lot of time being used for bullshit, and it needs to be cut. Not every match needs to be 10 to 15 minutes long.
Definitely.
Well, the thing
we get
is,
a 3-hour show. 3-hour show of Raw, and we get, 3 to 4 matches?
Right. Mm-hmm. What you're noticing, too, in the last year and a half is the only time it ever really gets hot, and everybody can debate me on it and say, oh, no, and he's a part-timer and blah, 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 is when The Rock comes back. He was in the first episode of the Netflix. It was great. The first 2 episodes were great. And then it just teetered off into another regular, Raw fucking episodic thing. He comes back this week. It starts getting hot again. WrestleMania was the same way last year. It was going good, but he came, put a flame underneath the whole company, and it started to get good again.
And it's just, we still, 25 years later or whatever, still need The Rock, still need Stone Cold,
right?
HBK, anybody like any of them guys to move the needle on this stuff, because the talent that they have, which they have a ton of, they won't let get over for adults. They just won't let it. You're on Netflix now. Can we start getting a little edgier? Not just The Rock, everybody.
We're the ones spending the money. Like we should be the biggest demographic.
Yep. Exactly. I like this comment here by Check. They'd better be better off with an app strictly made for WWE, live pay-per-views, everything else. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The easy one. That's who that was.
The easiest of the easy.
Yeah, so, I mean, just, again, when you tune into this in the future, you might see a lot of other hot takes other than just pro wrestling. Because I'm not working for them. I'm not going to try to make this interesting. It's not, for the most part. It's, let them do that. I got other things to talk about with you guys, and it's going to be so random, but that's pretty much how I am. I'm pretty random. I'm going to talk about random shit, but it will be more entertaining than talking about Ricky Starks, which I will, because this might be the end of the full-blown pro wrestling expert panel. We're just turning this into the expert panel now. Only experts and expert thoughts about expert things. Not pro wrestling. We're getting out of that business. Totally. Plus, they don't want us in there anyway. They're scared of us. Everybody's scared of us. Nobody will call us. Nobody will take our calls anymore, except Zicky Dice and Thunder Rosa, maybe. We'll see.
Because we're real and they're not real.
Yep. It's like that lady said on that plane one day to that guy, that motherfucker's not real. What she meant by that.
Bunch of bullshit, basically.
She was on mushrooms.
Yeah, but don't fret, everybody. We will talk wrestling here and there, of course. It's that easy, low-hanging fruit. But there's Ricky Starks. He's now Ricky Saints. Everybody made a big deal out of it. It was during a contract signing. You get to see the name on there. And then he went backstage afterwards and saw like the majority of the roster was all beat up by, I think, a secret group. there's like a new Retribution out there. Remember them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some masked NXT people running around beating folks up. And Ricky Starks had said in an interview that he believes that there were people, or veterans, I think he called them, in AEW that was sticking their noses in his creative business. And he's like, if you want to fucking talk about it, text me, he said, which I thought was weird too. I'm like, you're going to act like a tough guy, and then you're like, text me about it. Like, yeah. All right.
Text me and we'll really get into it.
But do you know anything about that, Reezy? That whole situation with, who do you think it could be? The EVPs, probably?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know who it could be, but it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm interested to see who it could be. Now, it does seem like a Retribution reboot. It does feel like that.
Oh, we're talking about that. We're talking about that now. I was talking about what I don't even know what I was talking about now. What was I talking about, Sleaze?
Oh, I'm
About
sorry, bro.
the veterans that are basically burying the fucking talents in AEW. Who do you
That's
think
right.
it,
Okay. Well,
It was the lag.
AEW. Listen, AEW.
Take your hand off the mic.
AEW's biggest problem is a lot of problems. I want them to succeed, but when it comes to booking, writing, and just issues backstage, everything goes wrong with that company. So it's always something new. So I can't give you an answer for it. Only thing I can tell you is, they said Kenny Omega said that when he got backstage, he told Tony Khan he wouldn't have hired half of the people he hired.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at the guy.
My thing with AEW, I can't stand people that know the history of something and don't learn from it and don't make the same mistakes. Because that's why WCW is not around. Because they gave too much power to people like Kevin Nash and all those other guys that thought they knew how to book and everything, and they buried people, they put out bad product. That's what's going on in AEW. You got the John Moxleys, the EVPs, you got the Copes, you got the Brian Daniels, fucking all those dudes that bitched and moaned when they were in WWE because they thought they were so damn smart. And they said, well, you're not, so we have a creative team that will give you the shit. Those are the people that are burying fucking AEW right now. You think Tony Khan, he just came out and said when he had the idea for AEW that he was in a car with somebody and they were traveling and all this stuff and they would listen to Jim Cornette. And he admitted he was a huge Cornette fan and he was really into the podcast because he could learn if he was going to start a business and all that. Apparently, he threw that shit out the window as soon as he started the company and started listening to people that were known problems in other promotions because they thought they knew everything. And now Collision is getting, 290,000 people. And Dynamite's getting, a 0.14 in the fucking ratings. I just don't get it. Learn your lesson from history.
Tony, can we hear him right here? Let's see.
I hope so.
Gotta hear his voice again. Oh man, it's just, yeah. I mean, I want to root for. I'm sure he's a nice guy and all this stuff. It's just a wrestling company promotion he's got going on. But come on, man, like, your fans are hardcore. They're gonna criticize the shit out of you. Well, not hurt his fans really. All the other pro wrestling fans are gonna be doing that. But just get, I don't know. I don't know. We've talked about this for years. Cut this shit in half. Get rid of these people. Do smaller venues like they've been doing, and it looks amazing, and people like it. And keep doing with that. I mean, there's no competition. There is no competition between AEW and WWE right now, and there hasn't been for probably the entire time. So I don't understand.
The first year or two, they came out, they were fresh. They were promising they were going to build up, new stars and all that. Everybody's eyes was on it. then you're like, okay, this is going to be interesting. But then it went right back to Eric Bischoff, love him to death, taking in and having these veterans come from WWE and giving way too much power, and they're burying your fucking product now.
And here's a question for you. Did AEW start to decline when Cody Rhodes left, or was it when CM Punk left?
It started with Cody Rhodes. I think that nail in the coffin is when CM Punk left.
Mm-hmm.
That's, just knowing the entire, timeline of that and all that stuff. I believe Cody Rhodes, and he has said it in interviews, not directly, but he had a major part in the creative storylines. And I think that that's why they were hot in the beginning. And then he got frustrated because Tony started giving, more creative bullshit to, people like fucking Moxley, and brings in, all these other guys. And Cody's like, well, this is not what I signed up for. So I'm going to go back home.
Reezy, wake up.
I'm up.
Oh, he's up.
I'm listening.
He's up, everybody.
It's just, every single one of these wrestling companies has their own pile of shit. They all have something that they shit on the other better on. You know what I mean? Each and every one of their shit smell differently, but they all got their own shit, and they don't seem to want to fix it. And it's the fans that makes it worse.
Yeah.
It's the fans. There's a lot of these IWC that makes it first. And what I mean by that is we have these fans where it's my favorite promotion can do no wrong. I'm an AEW fan. Everything they do is good. They can do no wrong. I'm a WWE fan. They can do no wrong. That has to stop.
Yep.
No, because even back in the day when me and Justin went down to Jacksonville, last time he was on, he said it. We looked at each other like, holy shit, this is really good. And it was at a time where WWE was really bad. Mm-hmm. So I was getting my eyes more on AEW than WWE because I'm a wrestling fan. I'm going to watch good wrestling. At one point, I was watching more WCW than WWE because it was just better.
If you notice one thing about WWE, and this is for anybody, competition has always made them better.
Right.
WWE was doing bad, and then WCW came along, and WWE did better. Right. And then WWE was doing bad. TNA came along, and early TNA days made WWE better.
Yeah.
Then they got bad. AEW came along and made WWE better. And once WWE got better, AEW started to lack and fail. So competition always makes you better. But you would think these people will learn from their mistakes.
Right.
And I'm just, obviously I'm a wrestling guy, and I'm looking at this card from Dynamite this past week, and I see face-to-face MJF and Hangman. And I think to myself, well, MJF's kind of cooled off. He's not like must-see TV anymore. I'm going to see the same thing I'll always see. And then Hangman is just completely unbelievable to me. Always has been, always will be. And I just don't buy the cowboy stuff. Then Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong. I'm like, nope, I'm done with Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is R-Truth to me. I don't care if he wrestles really good and will do all the flippy moves and all this stuff. And it's
so does R-Truth. R-Truth does too.
Yeah,
he's still a great wrestler.
Yep. And then Timeless Tony Storm is the best thing they have, in my opinion. And then what else was there? Powerhouse Hobbs and Big Bill in a street fight, which the only thing that makes me interested in this is the street fight angle between these two beasts. And there was other stuff. I think Samoa Joe is in a group now with Hook and Shibata. And I'm just like, whatever. Christian's cool and that family stuff is funny. But I mean, I like a lot of these guys. I like Christian. I like Samoa Joe, Timeless. But overall, when I see this whole thing thrown at me, I'm like, this isn't like bad for them, but it's not bringing me. It's not. I don't want to watch it. I'm just like, whatever.
But even the shining moments, then you'll have, and the problem I just fucking laid out too is you have the Moxleys and the Copes that are backstage saying this is exactly the way I need to go out and do this stuff. And the Death Riders come out and they do their bullshit, and everybody turns the fucking TV off. Yeah, because it's so fucking bad. But Tony won't just say, listen, guys, this is not working. Like, you are bringing down ratings every time I put you on TV. He just continuously goes, go ahead. You guys, your edge. Oh my God, you're John Moxley.
Have you seen the Death Riders t-shirts?
Yeah.
They're pretty bad.
It's all white. They're white tees.
Even the fucking shirts are bad.
You know, I get it. Here's my thing. I get it. They want to be heels and they want to piss people off. So they're like, oh, well, that's what I think they're doing. They're like, oh, well, let's put out an all white t-shirt and people will be pissed off because they'll think they're getting ripped off. No, you can be a heel, but at the same time, if I'm going to give you my money to invest in you, at least give me something good to invest in, if that makes sense.
Jacob
At least make it
Fatu
look good.
Jacob Fatu is a heel, and they put out a cool shirt, and I'm sure people buy it.
Yeah. Jacob Fatu, I mean, that's a guy to me that is probably the most watchable and entertaining guy on the entire show, if not that entire company.
For months. It's been that way for a while, and they're like, is it too soon? Is it too soon? It's like, you might as well pull the trigger already. What are you doing? You pulled the trigger on Jey Uso.
Yeah, I mean, Jacob Fatu, one thing about Jacob Fatu, when he does promos and he talks like a real person.
Yep.
He talks like somebody off the street, somebody that can really mess you up.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't cry like Jey Uso. He's almost on the verge of crying every time he's doing his promo. Check it out next time, chat. Yo, chat, bro, chat. Hold on, let me do my I show nostrils gimmick. Chat, bro, this is how you're supposed to do a show if you want like millions of viewers, Sleaze.
Right.
Bro, chat. Bro. Listen, bro, seriously, these nostrils, bro. Chat, bro, real talk. These nostrils are just outrageous, bro. Chat, real talk. I've never seen nothing like it, bro. Chat.
That's it, right? That's all we got to do?
I think we did it.
We just got to repeat the same stupid fucking lines. All right, I get it.
You got to repeat, bro, real talk, chat, and serious.
Serious.
Yep. He actually they gave him a clip on Monday Night Raw, which is shown worldwide. This fellow over here that I'll show again. And he got a whole commercial and like, yup, I got speared, chat, bro. And he did that whole thing. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the guy that made it onto that got this spot in WWE, and now he's being promoted by them worldwide on Monday Night Raw on Netflix, and he's saying chat, bro, real talk over and over and over. And I was blown away by that. I couldn't believe it. I'll never be unamazed by any of this. I'm always amazed.
Real talk, serious.
Serious, bro. Serious chat, real talk, bro.
Yeah.
How could you not be amazed by
it?
Yeah. You guys got anything else? I mean, that was all my AEW takes in one big. I just threw it all out there because
that is all my takes too. I mean, I don't have much to say about those guys.
It doesn't take long to analyze all 5 shows that they have that are all terrible.
You know, I just think when it comes to MJF, Adam Page, especially MJF, they kind of burnt those guys out. They booked those guys through shit since the beginning to the point where fans are just burnt out. Like, ready for something new. And it's not their fault. I think if MJF showed up somewhere else in WWE or whatever, he could start from scratch. Mm-hmm. But right now,
what's up with this not MJF, Miz hate all of a sudden too? I'm seeing people like, get him off TV. Why he's in the way? And there's other people that can do. He's teamed up with Carmelo Hayes last night, and I thought it went well.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the best parts of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to make those two a tag team, which we don't need, but
we need more tag teams. So I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, and the Street Profits keep just jumping everybody every week, and that's the thing. I don't plan on talking about any of this wrestling stuff anymore. Like the mid card and below, why even bring it up? I mean, they're doing the same thing they've been doing for my whole life. So, okay, they're going to continue that. I'm going to focus on the main storylines, the news, stuff like that. But a big chunk of this is see you later.
Yeah, it's got to be engaging because it just seems like we're finding a reason to talk about it, and it's like you said, especially like mid-card stuff that obviously they're not taking serious, they're not investing anything in. What is the point of coming on here and talking about it?
Yeah. Penta took on Pete Dunne. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like he's selling his merch, the kids like him, he looks like a character a kid made, right? So of course. But to me, I don't really care.
There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to back up. It's like, okay, he's awesome when he comes out. I love his matches and all that shit. But is there really anything to talk about?
Louisiana Night, like that was a great segment last night. But this is what I'm talking about. When it comes to how we should be doing wrestling from this point on in the future, like that's like what's below mid card, your low card. You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff that you should be doing, like introductory type business to get people into the show or whatever, which was like I said, I like the Carmelo Hayes with the Miz. I like the Louisiana Night business, and R-Truth is always a place for like the comedy stuff and all that in wrestling. But then when you talking about like the main card or the mid card with their big titles and things, these should be some big, long, in-depth storylines that are for people that are watching week to week with cliffhangers and all this stuff. Just going, yeah, now you're in a mid, maybe you're fighting Braun Breaker, maybe you're not, maybe you're fighting that guy, you 3-on-3 matches, all that shit. That's old school, boring TV wrestling. We're now online. We can do more things. Let's open this thing up a bit. That's all I'm saying.
They're not, yeah. It makes me think too. It's like back in the day, as we've especially watched WWE, there's certain points where it's like, okay, they're going for the kids. Attitude Era, they're going for the 20-year-olds. PG Era, they were going for, teenagers, early 20s. You can see the demographic they're going for. I don't understand who they're going for now. I think they're trying to reach everybody, which isn't working. Mm-hmm. Because you can't have it all. There's got to be one demographic that you're making the most money off of. It's simple, just entertainment. When you're in the industry of like television, movies, and all that stuff, who is your major demographic? And that's who you need to go for. You can't just, I don't know who they're going for. I don't.
It feels like what they're doing. Monday Night Raw is their number one show, obviously. And they're trying to give you the best matches possible. So they'll give you Bayley, Lyra, Valkyria, which doesn't seem like this huge match, but it is because they love Bayley and they love Lyra. That's two of their top stars in their opinion. So they're going to put them out there and face each other for the best match possible. And they seem to be doing this with the Raws. Like I said, Penta and Pete Dunne is a good, solid match to have. They have that. Like it's like a wrestling show, but still has the WWE elements to it. SmackDown is a filler show. It's like, and here's all the rest of the stuff that didn't make the cut for Monday Night Raw. Instead of doing that, why don't you take the good stuff from Raw, put that on SmackDown, because it's such a long show, so you got to have some good quality matches on there, make that like a quality wrestling show, and then you take Monday Night Raw and you start doing your stories with it. Like your big bloodline stuff for your main roster, mid card, and maybe even your lower card roster to then, who knows, elevate them instead of just, we'll team them with the Miz. We'll do this. Make it an actual TV show. That's what wrestling should be in the future. We get it. It's all in a performance, but nobody cares about the in-ring performance unless there's a story behind it and it means something. So take some cameras outside the arena, go to like, even if you had to shoot for a couple hours a day when you come into a new city, you start shooting some stuff. It's more about the TV than it is the ring.
Yeah. Well, Michael Cole just said that too. He says, we're entertainment. That's why Netflix wanted us. We're not a wrestling company. We haven't been for years. And it's like they're reverting back to being a wrestling company. That's also the difference between AEW and WWE. And AEW, IWC people will be like, "Oh, that's not real wrestling." But that's why WWE was successful from the day that Vince bought it from his dad, is because he saw it as entertainment. Like it's like the circus. It's like a concert. Like, you know what I mean? It's not just people smacking each other around and body slamming.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, though, this whole show, get ready. We're probably not going to be keeping up with this wrestling talk very much longer in the way we do it now, where it's like hours. So we're just going to go over everything in the week and all this. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Again, you guys fix this, and maybe I'll start talking about it more. Until then, we'll bring up The Rock here and there, Cena stuff. The exciting big events that are happening in wrestling, and then everything else you're just going to have to deal with being entertained. You're just going to have to deal with people being passionate about talking about stuff, because I can't get passionate about this anymore, Reezy. Can't do it. There's too
Reezy's
much.
on the move.
He's on the move.
No, I agree, man. It's just, I just think that with Raw and SmackDown, they just need to cut down a lot of people's camera time.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they're gonna give them camera time, make it fucking engaging, make it entertaining, make it have a storyline.
Like some matches, like they would do some matches with like, this match shouldn't be 10 minutes. This match shouldn't be 15 minutes. Why?
Yep. But you know what? I can't believe I'm coming full circle on this. Danny has been talking about this for weeks, where he's just like, the WWE is just super greedy and they want more and more money.
Yeah.
They just want more and more and more. And it's just, you can sense it with the pro sports, obviously, but of course they always want the money, but now it's gotten so corporate. It's taken me right out of it.
Yeah, it really has. And the more Danny talked about it too, the more I picked up on it, and I'm like, wow, he's really hit the fucking head. It really is. Everything is about the commercials and promoting the next city, and just get to the fucking story, get to the TV show that I want to watch.
Can't even listen to Cornette anymore.
Yeah, man, he's right. Dude's right. I mean, I've been saying it. I've been preaching it for the longest.
Like I said, I've been watching podcasts, listening here and there, and I've been hearing people a lot lately say to the hosts of these shows, stop talking about wrestling, it's boring. And I'm like, right. I've been thinking this too, and I'm like, is the universe trying to tell me something? I'm gonna listen though, because I'm sensing it. I'm like, yeah, it is kind of boring talking about this shit. Like, plus there's a million other people doing the same thing at a low level.
Yeah,
we're up here doing it at Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant level, but there's other
not
people.
LeBron James, not LeBron James.
Not LeBron James level. I'm not falling on my ass or anything.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Woo!
That should be his statue. That should be the statue out in Cleveland somewhere.
Look at the other guy looking at his penis.
This is the one I like because, come on. Look at Paul George in the background.
Yeah.
Just looking like okay.
Whatever.
I just got shot. Yeah, LeBron James. I did a whole hour on that. Go check out that live stream this week. I've been doing clips. Again, I said I got a podcast up on whoops. I don't want to leave the show yet. I got a podcast on YouTube, everybody. We have audio podcasts on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts, and you can go to the store here again, and this is how you can support by picking up something on Teespring at the Dr. Huge store. You can also go and pick up some tunes, or just follow me on Spotify. Why not? It's free. I'm not out here selling you crypto or anything. I'm not out here telling you to tip me for no reason. But that is a way you can actually support the show so we keep this going forever and ever. Amen. So great show, guys. We're killing it. We
Killing
did
it.
Yep.
This was a badass episode.
Yep.
A lot of gospel that we were fucking spitting, you know?
Yep. Been hating on wrestling today, but I mean, do you guys sense it out there in the chat? For real chat, real talk? Do you sense it too? Because I'm sensing that it's WrestleMania season and we don't like wrestling right now.
Yeah. It's been depressing.
So everybody, again, retweet this. Go over to YouTube. Hit me with some subscribers. I think I'm up to 171 now. Yay! 171 is nothing. You know what that is? It's the shits. Shits below nothing. We're better than that. You're better than that, especially if you're watching right now. You're better than this. Go hit those buttons on YouTube. Dr. Huge Show all over the world. Do your plugs, fellas.
I make it easy. I got a QR code that's been up the whole time, so you can just hit that bitch and it'll bring you to all my shit. Higher Love Creations, the creator of all my advertising, all of our advertising shit. Follow,
Reezy,
subscribe.
where can we find you, Reezy?
You can find me on X, Spooky Suplex, or you can find me on Instagram at King_Reezy.
Yep. And that's another thing. Like I said, I've got ideas already. We got a horror show coming up. We got to talk about this new Dark Match movie with Chris Jericho in it. I have all kinds of random guests, funny guests, scary guests.
Oh,
who knows who's going to show up? Wrestlers are going to appear. Everybody's going to be on the show. So expect a lot more guests. Maybe some that even come on this panel on Saturday. And who knows? Maybe we'll get longer shows and more shows now that I can re-engage in doing live streams during the week. Because once, 4, 5, 6 o'clock comes around in my day, and I'm like, I got to do an hour show talking about wrestling. I'm like, I don't want to do that. So maybe that will change, and you might get more shows out of it. So hit all the buttons, notifications on.
Tap that button.
Thank you for showing up, boys. And we did it again. Impressed everybody out here. Best in the world. Hit them with the best in the world before we go. Have a good day, everybody. Oh, that's not. There we go. Bye.